there, it's Karen here. Welcome back, and today we're going to be working from this massive to-do box. And this is just one box. I've got another box about half this size that's got pieces of packaging and that kind of thing, just plain bits of cardstock and some envelopey bits and I don't know, a variety of things that we can also use. So I've pulled a few things from both boxes. This has been kind of organised a bit, not particularly well, but at the front I've got some kind of tag bases, some coffee dye bits. There's a couple of bits from some, I think it's Blue Flone Studios, which I pulled out before and haven't done anything with yet. They're more like a tuck shape. So a few taggy things at the front. Then I've got a few bits of envelope here, and then a whole load of different things for book pages. Some that have been made into pocket shapes and just need decorating, and others that are just folded in half, ready to make into something. I've got a whole bunch of things there, loads and loads of book pages, taller ones at the back for belly bands, big journal cards, all sorts. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Just had a call come through on my phone that I needed to take. So we were just having a quick look through this box of things to do or things to finish. And so there's all the book pagey bits, and then there's a few bits of masterboards that I've made and just had bits left over, just loads of them, loads of masterboards, some bits of scrapbook paper and other bits at the back, and some tall things and envelopes at the back. So it's kind of in a ordered condition, but still loads and loads of things to do. I mean, I don't think I'll ever get all through all of these, especially if I keep adding things to it. So I'm going to put that over there. And so this week I thought I'd show you the kits that I'm going to be working with for my owl journal, because I thought we could start making a few bits for that. I have actually got some already. I went through my ready-made ephemera, things that I've made over the time. Had a few things with owls on, so I pulled those out. But this is the main kit, or the kit I started with, because when I decided to do an owl journal, then I started looking for a kit that I could use. And I found this one. This is Medieval Mirage. It's a gorgeous kit. It's called Owls and Raptors because it's not just owls, it's got other birds of prey on it as well. Although I'm mainly going to concentrate on the owl papers, I think, for the first journal, but there's enough here to do another journal another time. And the papers are really lovely. They're all kind of, I'm not going to go through them all because you can see there are so many. There's loads here. Well, I've actually got two different kits here, but there are still loads and loads of papers. So I just thought I'd show you a kind of a selection, because these ones are just, they've got the more medieval, grungy, I suppose, background, but there's loads of them with lots of colour in them. She's used lots of colours for borders. So there's reds and turquoisey colours, there's florals. They're lovely. They've all got this kind of really lovely tone to them. I just think they're lovely. Whether I use them all in the journal, I don't know yet. I've kind of picked some that I thought I might use, and I have backed them. Some of them from the kit and some of them from the other kit that I'm planning to use, which I will show you in a moment. Just giving you a bit of an idea of how they look. So these are really, really lovely. All the colours are in here. Blues and turquoises and greens and reds, and lovely, lovely, lovely. So I really like that. But if you've been watching me for any length of time, you'll know I'm never quite happy with just using one kit. I always have to find another kit that I think goes with it. And mix them together just to make it a bit more interesting. So the other kit, I didn't find it, I just saw it being used on YouTube, and it's a CraftyCat kit. You may have seen her using it. She did a whole journal. In fact, she did a collaboration using this kit. This is one that didn't print for it, where my ink was running out, but this is called Faye. This is her Faye kit, and I just really rather thought, let's put that one underneath because it's kind of only half of it's any good, and it's more woodlandy, what I would consider woodlandy colours, lots of leafy shapes, and again, look at these patterns and colours. I think they go really well with let's pull one out. Something like this. If you put these together, I think that works really well. In my mind, I think this looks quite woodlandy, and of course you think owls I associate with woodland, perhaps not so much the birds of prey, but I'm concentrating on the owls with that other kit. And this is a fairy kit. So it's now going to be owls and fairies, because I love fairies, and I think I've only ever done two fairy journals. I did the other journal, which was the accordion journal, that started off as a woodland journal and ended up as a fairy journal, because the fairies found their way in, and they've done it again. They found a way to get into my owl journal. But I love these papers. I think they're really such lovely colours and designs, and there's toadstools and mushrooms and things, which I will probably not use huge amounts of, because that's kind of going in another direction in a way. But a lot of these florals I think are beautiful. So I've got loads of these, and I have already backed some of these papers with the Fay papers. If I can find an example. There we are, here's one. So I've done a bit of a mix. Let's pull it out. So some of them are backed with papers from the Medieval Mirage kit. So there's some quite nice, just fairly simple but beautiful background papers in that Medieval Mirage kit. But some of them I have backed with papers from the Fay kit. And actually, I think they go really well together. This may just be me, but I really think that these two kits are a good match. Or they complement each other, and I like the idea of the sort of woodland feeling of owls and fairies. Some are in the trees and some are flying around in the undergrowth. I don't know. All very fanciful in my head, but I just like the two together, so that's what I'm going to use. So I feel like I might have more options with the Fay kit for ephemera making, and because I haven't got many plainer papers. Most of the papers apart from the backing papers, of which there are not a huge number, most of them are like this, so they're quite large images to make ephemera with, or to make any kind of collage with, or anything like that. Whereas a lot of the Fay papers are very collagey, and you can kind of take bits of them quite easily. So I thought, well, if I pick out, I've got a load here that I haven't used as backing. Oh, they're not been backed, so I'm going to use some of these. I've also got a couple of these that are from the owl kit, and I thought, well, they could be used even on they're obviously meant for journaling, so they'd be quite good on the back of a journal card or something like that. There's two of them. They're the same, just swapped over. So I thought that's what we're going to play with today. We're going to take some of these really pretty papers. And also I've got my little owl, fussy cut owls from the Bumfuzzle Boutique Etsy shop. So I've got a load of owls there that I can use for decorating. And I've got quite a lot of the fussy cuts from the Fay kit here as well, which I've got ready to go. They're quite small, so we'll make some smallish things today. And I've just got a few little pieces here that we might use. I've got a piece of a masterboard. It's actually been backed and sewn around. It just needs a bit of decoration. I think this is a bit of Tim Holtz packaging. There's a small envelope that I don't know quite what I'm going to do with, but I might make that into a little pocket or even a wraparound. I've got some book page that can be made into a journal card because it's already plain on the background, so I just have to decorate the front. And that's something I made as part of Rocky's Weekly Challenge, so I'll see how many I get done. We might start with this because that might need the least decoration, so I thought I'd see if I've got a fairy or something that might go on there. And there are some fussy cut toadstools and things to go with it. I'll just pull these out. So I hope you're all well. Easter's now well behind us. Just coming into the weekend before next week when I've got my not looked forward to jury service, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I just want to get it out of the way now. I'm just looking at her. She's rather lovely, but she's kind of disappearing a little bit on there. There's some lovely fairies. I managed to get all these cut out with my Cricut machine, which is rather good because these are quite fiddly to cut. Just trying to find one that I think will go, and I'll put something behind her. What about her? Oh, there's some really lovely things here. Gosh, it's hard to know which one to choose. I quite like her. Oh, what about this one? She's got a bit of pink in her dress, and there's a bit of pink there. Yeah, I like her. All right, I think we'll go with her. Something's got a little bit, she's got a little tear in her dress there. Not quite sure, I think it's just where it wasn't, grab a, no, not that one. I think there was a little bit of where it was meant to be looking a bit jagged or something, and I think the machine didn't do very well with it. So just going to trim it up a little bit, and we will just ink her up. I think we'll put a little something behind her so she doesn't totally blend in. Just put a little bit of ink around her just to get rid of some of the white from where it was cut. So I don't know if you saw Amy doing her Faye journal, and she had a few collaborators, some of her friends, one of which was Carol Laws, and I did watch her version as well. She also made one, I believe. Yes, I think so. And I thought, oh, that's a lovely kit. And then it suddenly occurred to me, maybe it would go with my owl kit, and I think it does. So let's grab a piece of book page here. See if this goes. Tear that down a little bit, down the side. Yeah, a bit there. And what else can we try? Is that enough on its own? I would like maybe... I was thinking that this journal would be best with things like crochet lace would be a good thing to have with it, rather than the lacy lace, because it's more natural looking. That's not quite what I want. I know, what did I have? I had out, where is it, in front of me? Right in front of me, I've got some cheesecloth. Maybe a little bit of cheesecloth. Some of it's coffee dyed and some of it isn't. Doesn't always need to have the coffee dyed look, does it? So, cut a piece of that down. There's a nice bit of fraying. I don't think we need quite as much as that. I don't want to lose my bit of pink at the bottom. Just going to fray that up a bit. And add some ink to this one. Right, so I'm going to glue that on. Move this out of the way. Did I have a pin in it? Yes, I did. All right. Okay, so I had a, oh there it is. Right, let's do a bit of, whoops, a bit of glue in. Just kind of work out where I'll put everything at the start of the video, because I have to kind of surround myself with things that I might need, and then you can't remember where you put everything. We have had a really, really busy week, being grandparents. Really, we've done a lot of grandparenting this week, because we had Arlo on Tuesday overnight, picked him up from nursery, had him overnight. I think I talked about that in the previous video, that he did get a bit upset at times, missing his parents, a bit confused, I think, because it was not his usual routine to come to us after nursery. But he's quite easy to distract, you know. He has his moments, and then he gets over them, and he's very good. And when he woke up the next morning, he was absolutely fine with us. I was quite worried how he might be when he saw it was us. Again, we were still there, but he was fine. And he went to nursery. As soon as he saw somebody he knew at nursery, he settled quite happily. I'm just looking for a little spatula to pat this down. Doesn't have to be super flat. So yeah, and then we had Alyssa on the next day. So, well, we took him to nursery on the Wednesday morning, and then Wednesday afternoon we picked Alyssa up from school. We had a lovely time with her. We were in here quite a lot. She really loves a bit of a crafting time, and of course I love it too. And we actually did some. We did some together. Well, we were making something for her animal that she brought with her. So yeah, we did a bit of that, and yeah, it was lovely. And then our Thursday is our usual Arlo day, so we had him again yesterday. And again I thought, how's he going to be? Us again. I thought he might be getting fed up with seeing us, but he was as good as gold. We had a lovely day with him. Took him to rhyme time, and whereas he's always just sat and listened and watched before, this time he actually, a couple of times, did jump up and started to join in with the other children, which we were really pleased about, because it shows that he's enjoying it, and you couldn't tell. He was just sitting before, but he was learning the words and learning what to do, and then he felt a bit more confident and started to join in with the other children, which was lovely. Okay, I think that's quite sweet. I'm just wondering whether to put a little topper on it, because although it's a journal card, it's likely to go in a pocket that way, isn't it? And I have got a scrap of Roxy Creations fabric here that's been sitting on my desk for a while, and I thought I'd quite like to use it. Just take that white edge off. I thought maybe I could just have a little bit of that. Should we try and fray it a little bit, maybe? I don't know if it will. Not really. It's not terrible at fraying, which is quite a nice thing. Okay, so we'll just take a little piece. See if I can tear that. Whoops. I think the answer is no. It's not going to tear, or is it? Oh, yes it is. Good, good. Get rid of all the stringy bits. Bit of glue on there. I've refilled this and I washed it all out, so it's flowing nicely now. Now I want that little design there. Okay. Whoop. Oh, I saw it's terrible. I can't see the hole. I couldn't see the hole to put the pin in. and that's with glasses. Okay. Alright, so we have a little journal card with a beautiful fairy on. So that's going to go with those pieces. So I think we need to do some more. So I'm thinking this piece of cardstock can just be a pocket, a nice simple pocket. Let's pull out some of these papers, see if I can find a piece that will just lend itself to a little pocket, because they're all in a, well, a lot of them are like a collage style. So what about, will that be big enough, that piece there? Oh, I think it will. I think that might just be big enough. So let's take that piece. Ooh, just seen something else. That's kind of sweet as well. How big is that? Yeah, I think that might be better. Look, there's a little fairy door. Can't resist a fairy door or a fairy house. So I'm just going to so it might seem a little strange to combine an owl and raptor kit with a fairy kit, but it makes sense in my head. And why not? It's all about having fun. And yeah, this is such a lovely kit. I just couldn't help myself. Just could not resist. So where do I want? Okay, I'm just going to put some glue. Put some glue on the card. And then I'll trim off the bits I don't need. Okay, should be enough glue on there. Right. Yeah. So we just make sure it's right to the top. So yep, so now we just have to trim off the excess. Just about the right size, this. And of course it doesn't need backing because we're going to make it into a pocket. On the back there, I don't think it's alright. So yeah, we have a sweet little fairy house. Just going to give it a quick bit of ink so you can't see that cut edge. Okay, and I think we need to give it a little fairy. So what have we got? Some of them are quite big, but some of them are quite reasonably small. That one's a bit green on that background, a little fairy. We could give it a little toadstool or mushroom, whatever that is. Is that toadstool? Probably. Could go there. Oh, he's cute. Oh, is he a bit big? He's actually missing a leg, but I think the leg is here somewhere. The leg came off when I was taking the fairies off the backing paper after it being cut by the Cricut machine, and his little leg, he got separated from it, but I have got it, kept it. So there's either him with the broken leg, but you won't notice. I'll stick it on, hopefully you won't notice. So is that one. I did see another one. He's really sweet too. He has all his legs. He's a bit tall. I think we're going to put him on here. That's his little house. And just wondering if this is a better size there. Little mushrooms. Any more mushrooms? Here's a little one. It's growing up beside the house. Yeah, maybe that one is better. Okay, let's put our little fairy on there. These fairies are so sweet. Poor little chap. His broken leg. Because the mat that you use for the Cricut, of course, is sticky so that things don't just slide off. When you're doing quite small things, bits tend to be left behind as you pull them off. If you're not very, very careful. And I clearly wasn't careful enough. But never mind. He'll be all right. We'll fix him. I need a bit of kitchen towel or a dry wet wipe. Oops. Right, where did his leg go? I lost it. There it is. It's so tiny. I'm quite surprised I've still got it, but I did just grab it and put it in the little bag in the hope that I'd find it when I needed it. I'm even going to ink it. Let's see. Little tiny dot of glue. I hope it's the lot right. I think it's his leg. It looks so tiny. Maybe a bit missing. Don't know. No, looks all right. Straighten it out. You'd never know. There we are. Broken leg, all mended. Let's quickly just ink up the mushroom or whatever it is. I just want that up there, side there. Or shall I put it there? By the door? No, by the window. There. I need a little thumb notch so we know it's a pocket. Oh, where that went. It pinged. I don't know if it's central to the card, but I wanted to centralise it over the door. So it's kind of right. So that's another little piece. How are we doing? It's hard to tell because I forgot to turn my timer off when I answered the phone. So hopefully I've got more time than it looks like I have on my timer. Right. Perhaps we should do one with an owl, or maybe another one. I don't know. So we could do this piece to be a nice quick journal card. So I'm just going to glue this paper together. It's a nice size for a journal card. So let's find some of that nice paper again. See what we can find to go on here. We've got this blue. It's quite a lot of blue, isn't it? Just trying to find a piece that would cover the whole thing. That's orientated the wrong way. What about that? Possible. What else we got? I do have this. Yes, I think that might work. That's a possibility. What else? Can I see anything else? Just all the bigger pieces tend to be mushrooms. I feel like that's more of a tag or tall journal card shape. This is a fat journal card. Apart from that red, this piece. Does that work? That'd be quite nice. Yeah, I think that's probably it. Or we've got this. Oh, where'd the card go? I think I might just cut like this. So I'm just going to tear this one down. Get that lined up straight. Oh, and it's upside down. Oh, that's typical. Can go up there. That's it. Just make sure all the edges then and the corners are glued. If you had a little bit of extra. Not that I do that very often, but worked for me today. Right, so now, what are we going to use? Are we going to go owl or fairy? It's also got these little pieces. Little pieces of ephemera. I'm just wondering whether one of these owls would look quite good on here. That'll be properly mixing it up then, wouldn't it? One of those. Or that one. I do love these. I love these owls. I like him. I think I quite like that on there. Let's do a bit of inking. Again, these were cut out on the Cricut, so it's left a bit of a border. But once you ink that white border, it blends in and it's all fine. Rather than trying to then cut round it some more. No point in getting it cut in the machine if you're then going to cut it again afterwards. It's there. This actually blends in quite nicely when you add a bit of ink. Okay. Him in there. So he's kind of mid-flight, so he doesn't really need to be perched on anything. Just wondered if that would be... I could maybe put that behind him, and maybe put a little tiny bit of book page and a label. I think like that. Let's just see a label there, just to make. Oh, I'll tell you what else I could use. Yeah. Let's find a label. Whoops, find a label first. It's too small. These are random text from Tracy Fox. Oh no, that's a bit big. What about these ones, field notes? Let's have a look at the field notes. I feel like they'd be more appropriate if I've got the right, anything that will work. Put that right under there. Something like that. No. Oop. Get these in the right order. They fill out. I think something like that. Just going to trim this off. Just ink that. Just put my little label book back. So we're going to do this piece first. It's just add a little interest to the page, to the card. So it's going to go about there. Go there. Yep, kind of there. And then we'll put this on. Go there. And I think this, yes, this is definitely on sticker paper. I've never been so glad that I can do a bit of editing and get rid of how long that took me. Oh dear. I'm just going to pop that there, like that. It's just curled up a little bit at the edge there. That's it. Then we can put the owl there. But first I think I have got some of this lovely leaf trim, which I thought I might. I do like this stuff, and it's really, I like it on these kind of journals. When anything woodlandy or involving trees and stuff like that, I like to put some of this on. So I think I will put the owl on first. I wasn't sure which one would be better first, but I'll put the owl on, and then the little bit of leaf trim can go over it a little bit. So he's on there. And then we'll add up a little leafy trim. So I think I'll just cut, let's just get the right spot for it. There. Got a nice lot of it when I ordered this because I knew how much I like to use it. And I think we'll use the fabric glue just because it grabs a bit quicker than this does. I know this is pretty quick, but when it comes to these sort of things, I think the other one works just a little bit better. Come on. Whoop, there's a bit of random corner there. Right. I think we're there. Nice bit of leafy trim. So I think this journal card is pretty much done. I might just, what shall I do with the corners, because I feel rounding them doesn't quite work for this one. I think I might do the little, give it a little chop. Yeah, this one. Why not? It's not the biggest, it's the middle-sized corner. There we are. Let's give it a good ink around. I may well sew around some of these, but I don't know when I'll get around to doing that. I would like to, especially as some of these bits are not quite caught down at the back. Let's put a little extra glue here where it's popping up a little bit. And then we'll just ink the back. Because it had a plain back, because of the that book page was plain on the back, so that was quite handy. So we don't have to back it, and I think it's quite sturdy enough. So there we have another journal card. How are we doing for time? Quite hard to tell, but I think we're not far off now. Let's see if I've got any more anything quick I can do. Should we do one more little thing? Well, we've got this piece of envelope, which could either be a wraparound if I trimmed it down one side, or could be a little double pocket. I think I might make it a little, because it's open at the bottom. What I need it to do is to be open at, I think I'd like to, first I need to tidy up that top edge, I think. So I'm going to keep it as a pocket, not as a wraparound. And I haven't got to decorate the back then, have I? And I will just glue down the bottom edge. Just glue that. But then I will, going to cut down, this works, so I'm just going to cut down this edge to there. Snip it off and fold that in. Fold that in there. So we've got a little pocket. We're going to see the back there. I just need to glue this down. All right. Then right, okay, so I have another look on our fay papers, one that will fit this little pocket. That's pretty, like that. Deep enough now. Got this lovely piece. Right, so I had a quick change of battery I had to do, so while I did that I made my decision and tore the piece of paper out that I wanted for this pocket. So I'm going to pop that there and just going to tuck it around here. Just wondering whether to, yeah, I might glue it on first and then maybe trim a bit off the corner and then tuck it around there. This has just been folded under. Should I glue it? don't think it needs to be glued. I don't think it's going to, I don't know, maybe it does. Perhaps just to be on the safe side, I should just glue that around. Shall I use my, yeah, I use a bit of glue stick. Just that when something's coming out of the pocket, it's not going to pull it. So I'll just quickly put a bit of glue stick on there, just to hold it. Okay, and then we'll put some glue on here. I'm just going to get a clean glue page, glue page. Right. Getting big gloopy bits. Keep turning this around in the wrong direction. So that's the direction it needs to be. And let's put our paper right up to the edge and then trim off the excess. And I'm just going to fold it around, I think. Fold it around like that. That makes that nice and strong there. Just got a little tiny bit to trim off. No, not with that done. I think I'll just use these scissors to trim off that little bit off the edge. Oh no, I think I'm trimming off the wrong things. I don't know. Okay, I'll trim off a bit off the bottom. I think that's okay. Yeah, yes, I thought I was trimming the wrong thing. I was trimming the bit of pocket that was about to be shut. So I'll re-glue that shut along that edge. Right, the other thing, of course, I need to put something behind here. So I pulled out this little piece as well. And I think I'm just going to trim a piece of that off. About there. Can we pop that in? I think we need it all. Let's just tear a bit of that off so it doesn't go too far down. How far down is it going to go? And I'm just going to take a little bit off the bottom there. Let's see. Slide that in. To there. It needs to go in a bit more. I think somehow I've managed to make this pocket really tight in this corner. So with these little tiny bits that challenge us, isn't it? I really want that to go right down to the bottom. I think I'm going to trim that bit off because I think it's where I've cut down to there and then left it sticking out. I don't think it's quite working. So I think I might trim that edge off, then glue down my little piece. Open now? No. Yeah, I think I'll just glue that in and then I'll re-glue the edge. For some reason it doesn't want to do it otherwise. Let's go. Oh dear, these things are always so fiddly. Get in there. Right. We're in. Okay. I know I've lost my little butterfly. I thought that might happen, but I did want this flower because I thought this little flower went rather well with these, but it's just a bit of a contrast there. Now we need to re-glue the pocket down here. And we'll do some inking. And we just want to add something to it. So I'm going back to the fairies. Oh, she's adorable. Thought I might put a piece of this along the bottom, along here. This may end up being quite a long video, but hopefully not too long, and at least we've got a few things made, which makes a nice change instead of just one thing. Right, I'm just going to pop that just behind her a little bit. There may be some words with the kit, I can't remember. I'll have to go and check if there's some little phrases or words with the fake kit. Don't think I've got everything printed. I think there's a lot more to go in the ephemera, so I'm not sure. Just tuck that behind there, and I'm just going to pop her there. She shows up nicely against that background, so I don't think she needs any backing. I just think she's very sweet. We just need to do a little bit of inking around her, and she's good to go. These papers are just so pretty, you don't really need an awful lot more on them, do you? It's lovely. Okay, so there's a little pocket. So let's see what we've managed to achieve today. So we have our fairy pocket. We have our owl journal card. We have a little fairy house pocket. And we have another fairy journal card. So we are. Got a nice little selection of pieces of ephemera to go with that journal. So I'm really happy with what we've managed to achieve in this video. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're going to enjoy this journal as well. You can see why I'm struggling between what's going to happen next, because all these kits are just so gorgeous. I don't know what one to do first, so I'm just kind of jumping from one to the other. See what I fancy doing. And I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.